Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Ooni of Ife's sister is alleged to have cried her eyes out as Ooni of Ife stood up for Olori Naomi after, people, faulted Olori Naomi for putting the cake that Ooni of Ife's sisters baked for her in the dumpster. Now, as we are hearing allegedly, they said, 2 weeks, a week ago, Oletik came to the palace, was welcome into the palace. And because Oletik was going to be welcome into the palace, the sisters of the Ooni of Ife all came down to Akure and they were there. And after that event, they did not go like immediately. They were still there because they had stuff to do in the palace. So when Olori Naomi eventually came back, remember when that Sunday that Oletik was in Akure, was in Ile-Ife, the day they welcomed Oletik, Naomi was not in Ile-Ife, Naomi was in Akure. Remember that it was that night that, Ooni of Ife was supposed to finish and go and spend time with Oletik, that Ooni left and went and met Naomi. While we were thinking Naomi was in Akure, we heard that Naomi was in Lagos waiting for Kabiyesi, and they said that night, immediately Kabiyesi finished, Kabiyesi left and went to Lagos, where they said he went with Naomi to spend time in their Lekki beach house. So the sisters were in the palace doing their own thing, shuffling between Paropo's house and the Ooni of Ife's mansion. So when Queen Naomi eventually came back to the royal manor, they said the sisters, one of them actually had baked a welcome cake for Olori Naomi and went into the royal manor to go and give Naomi the cake. And when she dropped the cake for Olori Naomi, Naomi was not there in the royal manor. They said Naomi was inside the chamber with the Ooni of Ife. And the sister to Naomi didn't want to collect the cake. And this sister to Naomi is not Simi. Before people will start saying Simi has started. It was not Simi. They said another one. I didn't want to collect the cake because they understand the relationship between Naomi and those women. So the woman now dropped the cake right there in the royal manor and left a message for Olori Naomi and all of that. Then when Olori Naomi came back, they heard, I don't know how how it leaked out and whatever happened, but they said they called somebody called, I don't know if they said it was Kabiyesi that asked the sister to go and collect the cake, but that Naomi doesn't want the cake. That if she doesn't go back to collect the cake, she should not be angry if Naomi dumps the cake somewhere. So for Naomi did not want to commit that kind of sin. You know that, in the word of God, throwing away food is bad and cake is food. You understand, right? So that was why Naomi told Kabiyesi that she didn't want the cake. They should come and carry the cake and give to people who needed the cake. Okay, even right there in the palace and everything. Kabiyesi understood, because I do know that there is room for forgiveness. They keep saying to err is human and to forgive is divine. But under the circumstances, Naomi should be very careful because you don't know who is who. The last time we checked, nobody was even happy that, Naomi returned back to the palace. If Kabiyesi had not made it a secret, I could tell you that Naomi would not have succeeded in returning back to the palace. So they said the sister refused to go and carry the cake. Then they said they saw the cake in the dumpster. Hey, wahala. See, the sister, it was one person that baked the cake, but they quarrel. It was the entire sister they joined. You know that they call them three musketeers. Hey, they started. They were raving. They were ranting. Why would she do something like that? People now started faulting Olori Naomi. that Olori Naomi did the wrong thing to have gone to dump this cake. Naomi should have just shared the cake among little children. Naomi didn't want to be part of the cake, and it was Kabiyesi that said Naomi told, and Kabiyesi told them to go and carry the cake and share amongst children. They did not go. Now Naomi dumped the cake. They said the wahala in the palace has not been a small thing, and they said the sister started crying. The sisters, they were crying that Kabiyesi stood up for Queen Naomi because Kabiyesi told them to leave Queen Naomi alone. Queen Naomi doesn't want to have a relationship with you guys, and it's not by force. Please leave Queen Naomi alone. If I did not ask you to go and carry your cake and you refused to carry, and you saw your cake in the dumpster, that it would have been different. But I asked you to send somebody to pick those cake and share the cake amongst children, but you refused because you wanted to force the cake down her throat. And she's not a child. You cannot beat a child and ask her not to cry. Naomi has been beaten and she has been crying. It's up to her to determine when she will stop crying, but you cannot force her. And so don't come here and begin to be melodramatic, thinking that I am citing Naomi. I am not citing Naomi. I am telling you the fact that she does not want to have anything to do with you, your cake, or anything. It shouldn't be a big deal. There's no way you would have been able to force that cake down her throat. She didn't want it. She didn't want it. And there's no need for you to cry. They said they made so much wahala, and Paropo told them to leave Naomi alone, that Naomi does not need her cake. Their cake, that Paropo said he doesn't want to hear any of those complaints again from them. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. I'm going to send you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.